In this episode, your application to marry. Hi there, bridal couples to be.
Welcome to How to Get Married in Holland.
The ultimate wedding podcast of and about the Netherlands.
We, wedding ceremony experts, aka celebrants Daphne and Jasperin, share all ins and outs of getting married in our flat and fabulous country.
Enjoy listening.
So in this series, we are sharing with you, our listeners, all the steps that you need to take if you opt for a wedding, and in this case, a civil ceremony, a legal ceremony. And the first thing you have to do is do an application to marry. So what is an application to marry, Daphne?
Well, I think you can best describe it like an official reservation for your civil marriage in the schedule of the municipality in order for them to arrange all the legalities.
Correct. Yes.
So you do so in the municipality you intend to marry, so in the municipality of your wedding venue.
Yeah.
So that might be another one than from where you're based yourself, if you live in the Netherlands. But it is the municipality of your wedding venue.
And that's very important to know.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And you can, make a reservation for your wedding date from maximum a year before your wedding date, up to a minimum of 2 weeks, because the municipality does need some time to arrange all the, making the deed, for example. And also very important, if you are an international couple, to ask for an international wedding certificate, which might come in handy when you travel abroad or need a visa, for example, and need some proof that you are married to one another.
Yes. It's very important to say, you say minimum of 2 weeks and a maximum of 1 year beforehand, but there is an exception. There's an exception in case of severe illness and life-threatening illness, then it can be done quicker, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And also important to say, before you would have to go to the municipality to do the application to marry yourself, but many municipalities now allow the possibility that you do your application to marry online.
Yeah.
So that municipalities have also entered into the digital age.
Luckily, because that's of course very handy if you live abroad, or at least not in the Netherlands, right?
Yes, and if you want to get married in a different location than where you are actually based.
Yeah.
So that's just very practical. Now,
It
what
is.
do you need to bring? Because you need to bring or upload.
Yeah. You need to provide your ID and that of your witnesses.
Yes.
In the Netherlands, you need one witness each, but you can choose 2 witnesses each. They need
So
to
a
be
maximum of 4 and a minimum of 2 witnesses.
Yes, indeed. You need a birth certificate. And if you come from abroad, there may be some rules that apply to this certificate, like a translation or certain stamp you will be needing.
Stamp. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And if you're from outside the EU, you need a declaration of marriage of convenience. So so that's very clear that you're doing so from free will and out of love.
Yes, and that you're not married in a different country.
Yes.
That's what the municipalities want to know. You actually have to provide that. So, okay. Now, if you go online or you go to the municipality to do this application to marry, you will, of course, have to indicate when you want to get married, what the time is, and what the place is of the ceremony.
Yes.
That is a first, of course.
It is.
But there are also other administrative things that you have to indicate, like, for example, which name you will use after your wedding. That is for both partners. Are you going to use the groom's name, the bride's name, a combination of the two?
Yep.
As said before, the witnesses, you have to provide the witnesses. Also, there are questions asked like, are the parents going to be there? Do you want to exchange rings? Do you want music? Do you want a wedding booklet? That's sort of proof that you actually got married. And if you have children afterwards, they will be put in the wedding booklet. But that is something you will have to purchase and thus indicate during your application to marry. And
It's an extra, right?
that's an extra. It's not necessary at all.
Is
Yes.
is it a really Dutch thing, do you think, a wedding booklet?
Who?
Because I've married lots of international couples and they have never seen it before.
Okay. Well, maybe it is a Dutch thing. I
Yeah,
think
could
maybe
be.
we should dive into that one.
Yeah. And it's very nice because, you know, the deed is transported back to the municipality
Yeah.
and put in the archives as a proof that the two of you are married.
Yes.
But you can bring the booklet, the wedding booklet, along with you, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
a
True.
really nice memento.
Yeah. There's also another thing that you can indicate the wedding officiant. Do you want a wedding officiant from the municipality, or are you going to bring your own independent celebrant?
Mm,
So,
yes.
and if you want a wedding officiant from the municipality, I would advise couples to check on the website of the municipality you intend to marry, because these days most wedding officiants will have a small bit of text in which they present themselves with a photograph, so at least you can see who you have in front of you and see which person you like most for your wedding ceremony.
Yeah. And another question the municipality will ask you if you would like a public announcement in a mention in the local paper.
I've never had that actually.
Yeah, my municipality does.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very personal choice. If you think that's something you'd like, most of the time the parents find it very
Oh,
well rewarding to read the name of their son or daughter in the
because
local
they're very
newspaper.
proud.
Yeah, of course they
Yes.
are. Yeah,
And
yeah.
before, but that's a long time ago, it would be actually announced on a small poster outside of the door of the municipality. But that's no longer the case.
No,
So,
privacy, right?
yes, but I think so. And also, it's nice to say for people that because a wedding is a public event, and by having your name out on the wall outside of the municipality, that could mean that maybe someone who you don't want to be there, who you don't want there, can actually go into the hall and assist to your wedding.
Mm,
And by not having that anymore, I think it becomes more of a private event.
yes,
Hmm.
which it is.
Exactly. It
Yeah,
absolutely is.
yeah.
Yes.
And after you've done the application to marry, if you
Yeah.
opt for the municipal officiant
Hmm.
or the celebrant from the municipality,
Yeah.
he or she will contact you like 3-4 weeks before the wedding.
Mhm.
And of course, if you choose to bring your own wedding celebrant, yeah, you get to time it together.
Yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
All
You
the
can
time in the
schedule
world.
an early meeting and get to know one another. And our tip would be to get in touch as soon as possible
Yeah.
because most wedding officiants only perform one wedding a day. So yeah,
If you bring your own, that is.
yeah, if you bring your own.
If
So
you bring your own.
yeah, contact them as early as possible to make sure your wedding
Yeah.
date is available.
Yes.
Yeah,
So it all starts with your application to marry.
it is.
And we hope that we've informed you well and that you know where to start now. I would say speak to you next time.
Till next time. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to How to Get Married in Holland.
We look forward to share more about organizing your wedding day in the Netherlands in the next episode.
Hit the subscribe button so you won't miss anything.
Any questions in the meantime?
Please ask Wedding Celebrants Daphne or Jasperin. You can find us, plus the show notes, on Instagram.
And if you love this podcast, please leave a review.
It gives us a higher ranking, so more fun international couples with Dutch wedding plans will be able to find us.
Until next time.